The whole point about niching is that you decide to focus in a particular area, a particular marketplace, rather than doing mortgages for everybody and anybody that's got a pulse. You decide to focus your marketing and your targeting on a specific part of the mortgage and protection sector. That's where I'm going from with this one. And it's been proven time and time again that if you do so, it sounds risky because I want mortgages from anybody, but actually counterintuitively it's much more successful. So what's the value of a niche? First of all, there's loads of values which you can read on the screen behind me. You've got the fact is you attract ideal clients because they're the people that suit your niche. Building your expertise is a key one as well. A trust and credibility because you're niching, therefore you're going to get good at a certain area. Marketing clarity comes into its own. Attracting referrals comes in as well, which is a big area, isn't it? Let's just get rid of this little marker here, get rid of my Grammarly there. Attracting referrals because you're going to be allowing for people who are in your niche to have other friends in that niche and they'll give you referrals. You'll stand out from the crowd. There's quite a lot of mortgage brokers and mortgage advisors out there, a lot of self-employed dudes who are doing pretty much the same thing. So there's lots of reasons why you will want to think about choosing a niche and going down the niche direction. Ultimately, you'll be a more successful business. So a couple more questions for you then to think about. First of all, how then do you choose your niche? So you said, yes, Paul, I agree. I need to niche my business. I'm everyone for everybody. I'm a jack of all trades or Jane of all trades. And I want to focus on a particular sector to get good at it, to attract clients, to build a business, to become known for that area. So how do you do it? So how do you choose your niche? Is the next question. Well, there's a few ideas for you. Let's throw them up there for you so we can talk about them. So as you can see here, there's a number of things you can think about to help you choose your niche. Obviously, you've got skills and education. You might have a particular skill or education in a certain area. You might have done your market research and found out, there is a shortage of advisors in this area or that area. It might be your previous experience. For example, I've found many people who have been landlords themselves, buying and selling property, renting property, who've discovered that they have that expertise, so that's niche in the landlord sector, which makes sense. Personal interests. You might be interested in a certain niche area. Another broker friend of mine, she niches in country house properties. She lives in the countryside, in the suburbs and the commuter belt of London, but she specialises in country house properties because she has a personal interest in architecture, the arts and crafts movement, that sort of thing. So that really kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It could be an existing niche that you're already in. You might have stumbled into a niche because suddenly, for example, you might have had a load of referrals from doctors and surgeons. A friend of mine did that up in the northeast. He has a mortgage business and he focuses purely on doctors and surgeons. Doctors in hospitals, operate, not GPs. And so that's a really incredible niche. He stumbled across it because he suddenly got a load of people coming his way from that sector. He's got very good at it. He understands the market really well. So that really comes down to how you can choose your niche as well. So let's just kind of then look at examples of other niches that I've seen and worked with over the years in mortgage advisors, mortgage practices, mortgage brokers. See which one fits you really is the key. So I've got loads up here for you, examples of niches. So let's just display them all. There's a ton of these things. And you can obviously read these. And these are all different parts of the sector which you can think of. Adverse credit is one. You might niche into people whose credit is not as good as it could be. You might be an expat yourself. My dad's an expat. He's a bit old to be a mortgage advisor now, but he's an expat. He might want to come back to the UK and work with expats buying property in the UK. This is a recent one. One brokerage I know over in Gloucester, they focus on shared ownership properties and first-time buyers who've been saving in a LISA. Now that's clever. That's not just first-time buyers or Gen Z first-timers. That in itself, that Grammarly keeps cropping up, doesn't it? The shared ownership LISAs are people who've been saving their money in a LISA, a lifetime ISA, and therefore want to purchase a property less than 450,000. So it is a niche, isn't it? So I like all of these things. High net worth clients, of course. I've seen many companies that are focused on high net worth clients, particularly in the London area. They tend to call themselves such and such private finance, but that's their marketplace. Green, eco-conscious, love that one. Contractors, self-employed contractors is another growing area. The latest change in national insurance and income tax has possibly favoured people going back to becoming contractors rather than employed. You might see that happening. So that's an area of focus and growth, isn't it? Specific professions, of course. Footballers, I've heard of rugby players. We have Gloucester Rugby near us with about 30, 40 players in their squad. They're all looking to buy second properties to rent them out. You get in with them, that's your specific profession that could help with you. So all these things, you make a choice, don't you? Because you decide which area you want to focus on and where it might work with you. And you can have a couple of these, can't you? A bit like hashtags, isn't it? You can pick a couple of these. You might, for example, look at specific professions who are looking at the buy-to-let market. So there's my rugby player example for you. You might be looking, for example, at people who have adverse credit, who are Gen Z first-timers, who of course don't have credit or haven't got a credit search report that's any good for them, that helps them out. So you could combine the two as well, or three even if you wanted to. Don't forget protection. Remember to niche your protection as well. This is obviously mortgage and protection advising. Obviously you'll be protecting your specific client base, of course you will, but you might decide to niche your protection. You might get into business owner protection. I know quite a few advisors that have done that recently. You know, relevant life, group income protection, that sort of thing. Partnership, share protection. It's quite complicated, but really invaluable when you start dealing with business owners as well. Landlord protection, for example. Landlords need specific general insurance that you might get good at doing. Or just family protection you might focus on, or income protection for contractors, you know. So you could do that as well. So your world's your oyster, if you like. There's no limit to where you can niche. Of course, once you've decided that you are going to niche, and you've chosen your marketplace and you've chosen where you are, I think you need to recall or focus on one particular point, is that when you have your niche, if somebody comes across to you, wants their mortgage arranged by you, do the work. Don't turn them away. Oh no, you're not a surgeon, you can't deal with me. I mean, 10 years time you could do that. But when you choose your niche, it's for your marketing engine. It's how you market. You market to your niche, and obviously people come in that way. If somebody comes across a referral from a family friend or something, then don't worry about it, accept the business. Niching initially is just for your marketing. So how do you market then? Well, there's three things around about marketing your niche that you need to focus on. Three things to think about in your marketing. First of all, there's tailoring your message, getting your message right in the way that you talk to people. Then there's the second one, which is content marketing. How do you produce the content that helps with your marketing as well, particularly the online stuff? And finally, there's the referral networks that you'll need to build. These are three things to think about in your marketing. So let's pick up on some of these. Let's pick up on tailoring your message first of all then. Now, tailoring your message is all about knowing what your value proposition is. How do you introduce yourself? So updating your value proposition and your marketing messages to reflect your focus and expertise. So your marketing, your branding, your logos, your colours, your office, your online profile, whatever it is, obviously your LinkedIn profile, all of the initial marketing propositions so people know who you are and what you do needs to be updated very quickly. Remember, this is for attracting people, attracting clients. If anyone comes to you, you can still deal with their mortgage. The second one we had was content marketing. Think about how you market your content. Now, this is where you create your posts, videos, education content, podcasts, guides. What you want to do here is not just do generic posts. I've seen them. Mortgage advisors reporting on the budget, for example. Great, but everybody else is doing it. Reporting on interest rates have gone down. Hooray. 95% of LinkedIn posts where interest rates have gone down. Hooray. Everybody knows that. But what you want to do is address the specific concerns of your niche audience. So if you are in the business marketplace, for example, You need to be up to speed with some of the issues around inheritance and BADA and those things that have changed as well. I know you're not authorised to talk about inheritance taxes and stuff, but you need to be aware of the issues that affect your marketplace. That's where I'm going from here. The national insurance for small businesses and big businesses, the effect that's had on people. Go think about that. So it's your specific concerns of your niche audience that makes all the difference when it comes to your marketing. So make sure you know what the problems are that your niche audience have, and then create stuff that addresses those problems. It's actually not as more complicated than that. Now the third area, of course, is referral networks. Once you've got your niche going, it really gets referrals going big time. There's a couple of issues around this. First of all, there's the joint ventures, and then there's the personal referrals. So joint ventures is where you build connections with other professionals in the same niche client area. So lawyers, for example, accountants. If you're going to deal with surgeons, my friend who deals with surgeons, now you'll want to link in with some accountants that do the accountancy for surgeons who work for themselves as well as the NHS. You know, some of them do private work in Nuffields and places like that, as well as NHS work. So they need a good accountant that can handle that for them. So you need to build some joint ventures with those people. But obviously, satisfied clients will want to refer you to their own friends and colleagues in their little niche. Other surgeons know other surgeons, don't they? So they'll refer onwards. So referral networks are key as well. So there's 3 areas there for your marketing that you need to be considering as well. So hopefully that's got you thinking about niching your business. Hope you found that useful.